The truth about Dominic Thiem. On September 14, 2020, the world witnessed a new dawn in tennis as Dominic Thiem emerged as a first-time Grand Slam champion. Imagine waking up after a big victory, feeling the weight of past failures lifted off your shoulders. That's how Thiem must have felt. He had lost in 3 previous Grand Slam finals, including one earlier that year. Winning the US Open was a breakthrough for him, a chance to prove that he had what it takes to be a champion. But instead of riding that wave of success, Thiem struggled to maintain his momentum. He found it difficult to reach the finals of major tournaments, let alone win them. It was a puzzling situation that left fans and experts scratching their heads. It was a surprising decline that few people saw coming. So what caused this sudden fall from grace? Stay tuned to find out. In a time when Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic ruled the ATP Tour, Thiem emerged as a promising contender, bringing a new level of excitement to the sport. While Federer was gradually winding down his illustrious career, Nadal and Djokovic remained formidable opponents, displaying their unwavering strength on the court. The trio's dominance created a historic era in tennis, but it lacked the diversity and variety that fans craved. Thiem, with his youthful vigor and impressive skills, seemed poised to break the monotony and introduce a fresh perspective to the game. His victory at the US Open was seen as a breakthrough moment, instilling belief in himself and setting the stage for his ascension to new heights. However, reality has taken a different turn. Rather than progressing, Thiem has experienced a decline in form. A quick glance at his performances this year is enough to raise concerns for his fans and followers. Out of the 26 matches he has played so far in 2023, he has lost an alarming 15 of them. These defeats cannot be attributed solely to unfavorable draws resulting from his dropping ranking. While losses to players like Adrian Manarino and Lorenzo Sonego are not disgraceful in isolation, it is the pattern that is worrisome. A significant portion of his defeats this season have come at the hands of players ranked outside the top 100. Thiem's poor performances didn't just start this season. His decline started at the start of 2021. It started with a disappointing straight sets loss to Grigor Dimitrov at the Australian Open, where he admitted to running out of gas after an exhilarating comeback win against Nick Kyrgios in the previous round. The defeats continued as he suffered early exits in tournaments in Doha and Dubai. Due to injuries, Thiem had to take a break from tennis. During his time away from the sport, Thiem consciously tried to distance himself from tennis and find a renewed sense of energy. It seemed to have a positive impact when he made a strong comeback in Madrid, reaching the semi-finals and showing signs of his former self. However, his resurgence was short-lived, as he encountered struggles in the following tournaments. In the next 4 tournaments that followed, Thiem managed to secure only 1 win. The most surprising and disappointing loss came at the hands of Cameron Norrie in Lyon, which Thiem candidly acknowledged as a huge step back in his journey. It was undoubtedly a setback for the Austrian player, leaving him searching for answers and reassessing his approach. What went wrong? The source of Dominic Thiem's struggles can be traced back to the pinnacle of his career, the moment he clinched the US Open title in 2020. Surprisingly, Thiem himself admitted that the fire within him extinguished after that momentous victory. Reflecting on his mindset, he acknowledged, "I don't want to blame myself for that. There are players who celebrate great success and are spurred on by it, pushing themselves even harder to achieve greater feats. They are immediately on fire to win the next Grand Slam title. It wasn't like that for me. I'm a different guy." Thiem's words reveal that he has always been driven by a singular ambition to become a Grand Slam champion. This aspiration, however, is understandable considering the overwhelming dominance of Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic in the tennis world at the time. While players like Andy Murray and Stan Wawrinka managed to break through and win multiple majors, for Thiem, it seemed more realistic to focus on stopping the dominance of the 3 legends rather than joining their ranks. When Thiem secured the US Open victory, the absence of Federer and Nadal from the draw, along with Djokovic's disqualification, raised some questions about the narrative surrounding his triumph. Although he defeated formidable opponents like Daniil Medvedev and Alexander Zverev, it wasn't the legendary conquest that the storyline demanded. Prior to that, Thiem had already experienced the difficulty of overcoming the Big Three. having lost 3 Grand Slam finals against Nadal and Djokovic. After years of striving to win a major tennis title, Dominic Thiem's ultimate achievement at the US Open may have left him feeling unsatisfied. The tournament took place against a less competitive opposition without the usual fanfare, with empty seats instead of roaring crowds. This lackluster atmosphere may have dampened the excitement he had anticipated, leading to a sense of disappointment. Thiem had dedicated himself wholeheartedly to conquering this monumental feat, but when he finally reached the summit, he realized it wasn't the fulfillment he had imagined. The emotional toll of his arduous journey left him exhausted and drained, both physically and mentally, making it challenging for him to find the motivation to embark on a new challenge. Now faced with the aftermath of his triumph-turned-dilemma, Thiem finds himself at a crossroads. The future remains uncertain, with his motivation and drive lying solely in his hands. Can Thiem return back to the top? After Dominic Thiem's triumph at the 2020 US Open, it seemed like he would be part of a new generation of tennis players alongside the likes of Daniil Medvedev and Alexander Zverev. However, the landscape has since shifted, and a new wave of talent has emerged. Carlos Alcaraz, with his powerful style of play reminiscent of Thiem's, captured attention with his victory in New York last summer, ascending to the world #1 ranking. Alongside Alcaraz, there are formidable contenders such as Medvedev, Casper Ruud, Zverev, and Stefanos Tsitsipas, all vying for Grand Slam titles. Additionally, the stalwarts of the game, Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic, continue to excel. Amidst this changing landscape, the question arises, is there still a place for Thiem among the elite? If he can rediscover his top form, there is no reason why he cannot reclaim his position. His exceptional talent and aggressive, free-swinging style of play make him a formidable opponent, particularly on clay courts. However, the journey back to the top is undoubtedly a long one, not just in terms of rankings, but also on the court. Although he has shown some progress in recent months, he is still some distance away from the player he once was. It is possible that he may lack confidence in his game and not fully trust his wrist to consistently deliver the power and snap required in his shots. Despite the challenges, Thiem remains optimistic. Prior to the 2022 US Open, he shared his perspective. The lesson I learned was that there is always light at the end of the tunnel, even when you don't think there is, even when things are very, very tough, when there's a lot of pain, or when it seems like there is no way forward. I had this feeling quite a lot, especially in the beginning of the wrist injury, but somehow, after a while, there is always a little step forward. To see those little positive things, it's very important, and it's not only in tennis or sports, but all of life. Time is still on Thiem's side, and he has the opportunity to rediscover his best form. With determination, perseverance, and a belief in his abilities, he can overcome the obstacles that lie ahead and once again establish himself among the top players in the world. Tennis is known for its incredible comebacks and the revival of careers that seemed to be fading away. Dominic Thiem's story is far from over, and there is still ample time for him to change the course of his journey. The crucial question that lingers is whether he will summon the strength, the passion, and the unwavering resolve to conquer the challenges that await him. Do you believe Thiem can make a comeback to the top of tennis? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you can always get to watch more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.